friends, welcome to Insights Icon Initiative. In today's video, we are going to discuss about crisis which is going in the Red Sea. In this context, we will try to understand where this crisis started and what are the major factions involved in this crisis and what is the impact of this crisis on neighboring countries and India and in a global level as well. How it is going to affect the crude oil prices and are there any alternative to avoid this Red Sea route? If so, what are the alternative routes? And to avoid this crisis, what are the initiatives taken by the America? What is the name of that operation? And apart from that, at the end of this video, we are going to have a prelims focused areas such as details about the Red Sea, factual details and the details regarding the Yemen, Bab el-Mandeb and Cape of Good Hope. Such kind of all details, factual details we will discuss at the end of this video. By the way, in this video, we are going to discuss about following areas. These are the video components. More or less just now I repeated all these topics to be covered in this video. And syllabus mapping. This video is related to Gender Studies paper 2, that is International Relations. For better understanding of this video, you have to know certain map pointing, okay? And I strongly suggest you to go through the regular map pointing. Whatever the important places you are seeing in the newspaper or in news, try to do the map pointing of that in your atlas. So here we are going to discuss about Red Sea quite a lot. Red Sea, actually we will discuss the reason why it is calling Red Sea as well. Of course, there is a specific reason. Red Sea, it connects to Arabian Ocean through Gulf of Aden, and this Gulf of Aden connects to Red Sea. It is through Bab el-Mandeb, Strait of Bab el-Mandeb. Here you can find Yemen. In Yemen, one of the rebel group are Houthis, and these Houthis are supported by country Iran. Okay, these Yemen, these Houthi tribals, they are attacking ships going through in this Red Sea passage. Okay, of course, ships belongs to Russia, they were spared. Even the ships belong to China also. Mainly, these Houthi rebels are targeting ships related to USA and USA friendly countries, mainly Western European countries ships. And this Red Sea, it bifurcated into two gulfs again, okay, Suez and Gulf of Aqaba. This Suez Gulf, it connects to the Mediterranean Sea through Suez Canal. And here we can find this is the this is a peninsula, okay, Sinai Peninsula. COP27 summit was held on this peninsula. So this basic information we have to know. Next, through India, okay. So from India, the shipping routes can be through Red Sea. If this Red Sea is inaccessible, then the alternative routes can be through Cape of Good Hope. This is the second alternative route. And you must remember that this is the same route through which Portuguese traveler Vasco da Gama, they discovered sea route to India way back in early 1500s. Okay. Next, so this is the Panama Canal, and this Panama Canal connects Atlantic Ocean and Pacific Ocean. Of course, Panama Canal is also experiencing some difficulties. At one point of this video, we will discuss about Panama Canal as well. Okay, because of the drought, very less water availability is there in this Panama Canal. That is the reason it is becoming inaccessible for the shipping. Next, we will see why it is in news. The global trade, it is subjected to trouble because of the attacks by the Houthi rebels on certain shipping which are passing through the Red Sea as well as Gulf of Aden. We already discussed about map pointing of Red Sea and Gulf of Aden. And this is the Yemen, and the Yemen country, certain pockets of the Yemen, especially the southern part of the Yemen, it is mainly under the control of the Houthi rebels. Actually, these Houthi rebels are backing up by the Iran, and these are fighting against the government establishment in Yemen. Actually, the government establishment in Yemen, it is backing up by the Saudi Arabia and UAE, that is Sunni backup. The government is Sunni backup, whereas these rebel groups, militia, they are having the backup of the Shia ideology. So obviously, it is a proxy war between the Iran and Saudi Arabia. We can think in that way as well. Houthis, these are the rebel group in Yemen, like we discussed, and they are having civil war with Yemen government for almost a decade. They got this name because these Houthi rebels, they belongs to Houthi tribe. They follow Jaidi Shia beliefs, and they are in power in the northern Yemen as well as part of southern Yemen, including the official capital Sana'a. Even the capital Sana'a is also under the control of these Houthi rebels. Of course, from Sana'a and from northern part of Yemen, even they launched attack into Saudi Arabia as well, because Yemen is sharing border with the Saudi Arabia. Next, in Yemen, of course, the official government now operates out of Aden. Okay, that means now they are not operating from this Sana'a, and this this rebel group, it is supported by Iran, whereas on the other hand, the government is backed up by the Saudi Arabia and Western countries, like we just now discussed this. Next, the axis of resistance. The axis of resistance means the Houthis are not alone. They are supported by some other militia. These are fighting against the Saudi Arabia and UAE. What are those other rebel groups? They are Hezbollah as well as Hamas. Hezbollah, Hamas. So these are also, they are fighting against the anti-West political establishment. In Yemen, these Houthis are fighting against the Sunni-led internationally recognized Yemeni government. And experts are saying that the civil war in Yemen, it is a proxy war between the Iran and Saudi Arabia, and they are supporting to two opposite factions in this Yemen civil war. Next, Red Sea, its geopolitics and conflicts. Almost all, Red Sea accounts for around 10% of the international trade and 20% of the oil transportation. As it is hosting significant amount of the international trade, any disturbance in the Red Sea area obviously is going to affect the international trade and specifically international oil trade. And this Yemen is under civil war since 2014. With these Houthi tribes, they are controlling the southern parts of this Yemen, and various complexities involved in Red Sea. They are Houthis on one side, the second one is Yemen's coast, the strategic importance, and Chinese increasing presence in this area, and Gaza, Israel control. Okay, Gaza, Israel control. That conflict is also near to this region. These are some of the conflicts which are adding more complexity to the Red Sea transportation. Next, why are Houthis attacking ships in Red Sea? Especially to support the cause of Hamas, because now Hamas under the severe scrutiny of this Israel. Okay, of course, Israel it is doing multiple bombing on daily basis in the Hamas settlement, especially the Gaza, to attack and deteriorate the Israel. Okay, as a solidarity, these Houthis are increasing the number of attacks on the ships. The impact of Houthi attacks on ships in Red Sea, obviously the risks related to military escalation is increasing, impact on Egypt and Suez Canal route, because the Suez Canal is nationalized and it is under the control of Egypt now. Economic impact will be at certain level. Obviously, the short term supply chain threats also, we cannot discount that, especially in the oil sector, as 20% of the oil trade is dependent on this particular route. Next, how the Indian imports are immune from attacks in the Red Sea. So India is not going to be affected that much, because mainly our oil imports are not that much dependent or related to Red Sea, and our oil imports which are coming from Russia, they are being spared by Houthis, because Houthis are somewhat positive with the Russia. Okay, because you know that Iran and Russia are always on the same side of the coin most of the times. Iran, China, Russia, these are the countries. Okay, the global shipping majors such as Maersk. Okay, Maersk is one of the shipping company which is contributing significantly in the global maritime shipping. The global oil and petroleum products, they flows through maritime channel, that is through the Suez Canal route. They've been declared by 50% in December. But as we are importing the Russian oil, this Russian oil is subjected to minimum disruption. So that is the reason we are not getting affected because of this issue. But nonetheless, the crude oil prices increased since last 1 month, more or less around 5 to 8% of the crude oil price jump was visible. In recent report, Goldman Sachs report is saying that this Red Sea attack, it is not going to affect very significantly with respect to the international crude oil price. Next, how have the Red Sea attack impacted freight? Okay, now if you look at the non-crude oil, majority of the Indian exports, especially the seaborne trade, majority of the sea trade, it will go through Red Sea. Okay, majority of Indian exports to Europe and the other countries. So as this route is under these attacks by Houthi rebels, the cost of transportation also increased through this route, because the shipping carrier, they are charging, they started imposing the war risk surcharges above the normal freight rates. So the freight charges increased. That is the reason, if that is the case, our imports to Europe, the imports become very costly. That may affect our exports. Okay, our exports to Europe may get affected. That is the one concern we are having if this issue is, if it is going to be on a long term basis. What to do regarding the ongoing Red Sea and Panama Canal crisis? A disruption in maritime, obviously very crucial concern, because this 80% of the global goods trade is currently carrying by the sea. So any kind of this disturbance in the maritime trade, obviously it is going to affect the world economy in a significant manner. The share of the trade via sea is much higher for the developing countries such as India. Currently, two important shipping lanes, they are subjecting to stress. One is the Bab el-Mandeb state, which is under the Houthi rebel attack, and the second one is the Panama Canal. Panama Canal is also having some problems, having some issues, because the low water availability in the Panama Canal. You know that Panama Canal is a man-made canal which connects Pacific Ocean and Atlantic Ocean. So that is also not that much favorable to the shipping lane. Because of that also, international shipping is getting affected. The Operation Prosperity Guardian. This Operation Prosperity Guardian is launched by US. US Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, they announced the creation of Operation Prosperity Guardian to protect the Red Sea commerce. As a part of this, okay, countries involved are UK, Bahrain, Canada, France, Italy and some other countries. These countries are doing the joint patrol in the Red Sea region as well as the Gulf of Aden. So this joint patrol initiative is mainly to discourage the attack from the Houthi rebels on American as well as American friendly country ships. Why is trade via Panama Canal dropped? I already explained the reason behind the decline in trade through Panama Canal. And this is the map of the Yemen, and the northern, western and some southern part of the Yemen is under the control of Houthi rebels. Location: Yemen is presented in Arab Peninsula, West Asia, bordering country Saudi Arabia and Oman. Oman capital Muscat. This Yemen capital is Sana'a. Maritime borders are Djibouti, Eritrea, Somalia. Tell me students, out of these three countries, in which country China established their military base? China established their navy base, especially out of which of these three countries? And Horn of Africa. What are the countries present in Horn of Africa? Put your answer in the comment section. This Red Sea is surrounded by, this Yemen is surrounded by Red Sea as well as Gulf of Aden. Strategic state Bab el-Mandeb, which connects the Red Sea with Gulf of Aden, is also on the western side of the Yemen. Largest island of Yemen, Socotra Island. This is some information regarding the Yemen. Next, Red Sea. Red Sea is a seawater inlet and it connects with the Mediterranean Sea through Panama Canal, and it connects to Arabian Sea through Gulf of Aden. Okay, that Gulf of Aden connects to Red Sea through state of Bab el-Mandeb. And this is the information regarding the Red Sea. And bordering countries to Red Sea are Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Sudan, Eritrea, Djibouti. DESI. This is the acronym. Next, why it is red? It is red in color because it is majorly, predominantly it is dominated with the cyanobacteria, that is Trichodecimum erythraeum. Trichodecimum erythraeum. Because of this, this cyanobacteria, it is giving a red color to the water. That is the reason conventionally we are calling that as a Red Sea region. Next, Bab el-Mandeb. So Bab el-Mandeb, it is a strait which is connecting the Gulf of Aden with the Red Sea, and it is acting as an important shipping lane. Next, Cape of Good Hope. If this is blocked and the emergency and other alternative route, it will be the Cape of Good Hope. Cape of Good Hope, it come through the south of the Africa. Of course, the southern tip of the Africa is not the Cape of Good Hope, it will be the Cape of Alugas. Cape of Alugas. Next. So what is the conclusion? The conclusion is obviously these kind of tensions across the maritime trade, obviously it will cause increase in prices of the oil, which may have some domino effect on the goods price also. Ultimately the burden will be reached to the end users. So these kind of tensions have to be resolved as soon as possible. That is the conclusion we can say. Then yesterday's video question, with reference to Swachh Bharat mission, consider the following statements. It is under the Ministry of Drinking Water and Sanitation. No, it is under the Rural Development. And the second one, the aim of the Swachh Bharat mission is right. Okay, so this one is a not correct, this one is a correct. So B, 2 only the not correct. Okay. Next, this first one is right, second one is not correct regarding the target year. Atal Innovation Mission is set up under which ministry? Niti Aayog. Okay, Niti Aayog, it is a think tank and it replaces the Planning Commission under this Atal Innovation Mission, and this mainly supports the startup labs. Who among following can join the National Pension Scheme? All the state government employees joining the service after the date of notification by the respective state governments, they can join with the NPS. And the old people, before the NPS came, those employees, they will be under the old pension scheme. Today's question, which of the following countries are having border with the Red Sea? These are the Red Sea bordering countries, pick the right one. Mains question, what are the events that led to the Suez crisis in 1956? How did it deal a final blow to Britain's self-image as a world power? This is today's mains question. Now, as we reach to the end of this video, in this particular video, we discussed about the Houthi attack and how it is affecting the world, this maritime trade, especially on the oil, and how this is going to be impact on India, what are the alternative routes we discussed, and what is the America is doing, what kind of operation they are launching, that one is also we discussed. Apart from that, we discussed some factual information regarding the Yemen, Red Sea, Bab el-Mandeb and Cape of Good Hope. This is the detailed analysis regarding the conflict going in Red Sea. Thank you.